Welcome back to pregame.tv. We're continuing our coverage of the Belmont. Up next, it is number 9 Revolutionary. And Richard, here's a horse that a lot of people are going to be talking about. We see it every single year after the Derby's over. When one of those stone-cold closers comes flying at the end of the race, everybody says, wait till the Belmont. When they go a mile and a half, this horse is bred for it. You know, on paper, you got to agree with all of that, but how good is Revolutionary? And as a stone-cold closer, he never left the wood. Kelvin Burrell gave him one of his typical rail-hugging, drives, and they had super fast fractions. Can he get that same kind of trip here in the Belmont?
Well, I actually think he's going to get a better trip here. I really like this horse a lot. He's had 7 lifetime starts. He's hit the board all 7 of them, different tracks. Castellano gets back on him. He's rode him 2 times. He won with him 2 times. And what I like about this horse, he won by a neck in the Louisiana Derby and won by a neck in the Withers. He can battle. I love horses that battle rather than ones that can go wire to wire and win by 10 lengths. He's a battler, which shows that he won 3, a second, and 3/3, 7 races. He's going to be on my ticket, first, second, and third. Another thing that I like is Todd Pletcher does his best work when a horse is arrested 6 weeks. He gave this horse time off. This horse needed a little break. He gave him the needed time off. This horse is ready to run huge, and he won't be that far back. He doesn't have to be that far back. And I think he'll be a little closer to the pace, maybe mid-pack, maybe just 1 or 2 horses back. But Castellano knows the Belmont track as good as JR. He knows it as good as anybody. It's his home base there. He rides there. You're going to see a great effort by this horse.
Yeah, and when you use the term battler, I use the word the horse has heart. And what we mean by that is a lot of horses, when they get confronted, get challenged, horse looks them in the eye, a lot of them, they want to fold up the tent and say, I had enough. And when you see a horse that will battle another horse right to the wire, that is something you want to look forward, especially when you get to the upper level. And, you're not going to have those kind of races where you get off, like we talked about Oxbow in an earlier video, he gets on top and runs off and nobody's near him. Yeah, those horses are brave on the front end, but then when you get somebody challenging them and look them in the eye, it's a different story. Now, Revolutionary, one of the concerns that I have with some of these closers that happen, that have that big race in the Kentucky Derby, and everybody looks for them and points to the Belmont, you can't be as far back in the Belmont as you were in the Kentucky Derby. And the reason for that is even though you're going further distance, the Belmont is one of the more tactical races with the drivers, because the jockey's got to time his decisions, because you're not going to get the super fast fractions like you get in the Kentucky. Now, this year's Kentucky Derby was off the charts, but more often than not, the Derby is contested at a faster pace than a slower pace just because of the large field, the crowd noise. These horses, never been in front of crowds like that. The gate opens right in front of the grandstand when you got, 60,000 screaming people at them, and the horses get hot in that. You're going to see a little better rated fractions in the Belmont, so you've got to be more of a grinder than a horse that's going to have that one big acceleration, because you're going that extra quarter-mile distance than you did in the Kentucky Derby. And jockey becomes important, and although Kelvin Burrell is one of the best jockeys out there for ground-saving trips, like you said, getting Castellano back, a guy that knows the Belmont, the big sandy racetrack. If you make your move too soon on that last turn, you're coming up empty, because that finish line, it's when you get to the top of the lane, you still got a long way to go at Belmont.
Yeah, it's real quiet there.
So I agree with you. This is a horse that's got to be used on a ticket. It's hard to fault a horse that's raced, is in the big races that he has and has never missed the board, and I like the break. I mean, he's won 3. a second and 3/3, ultra consistent horse. You've got to put him on your tickets. Can he get the win? We'll see if he can do that or not on Saturday, but I definitely think he's going to be in the mix when they're heading for home. All right, that takes care of Revolutionary. Now we are going to take a look at Palace Malice will be the next horse we're going to do, horse number 12. And Palace Malice may not have been around at the end of the Kentucky Derby, but he had a lot to do with the result of the Kentucky Derby, and we'll explain that up next, pregame.tv.